The Rams are a team of destiny. They walked into Arizona like it was their house, and they won the game, beating the Vikings, the 14-3 Vikings, the Vikings that were just competing for the number one seed last week. The Vikings that had the best coach in the league. The Vikings that had a quarterback situation that was going to carry over into the offseason and be pretty controversial. Well, conversations just changed, and I think the Rams are a team of destiny and have a real shot at making a run in the playoffs. Not a run to not the run to the conference championship, but a run to the Super Bowl. The Rams, they defeated the Vikings 27-9. It wasn't even close. That was one of the poorest efforts from Sam Darnold I've ever seen. The O-line got absolutely dominated by that Rams front. And that's what I said. I said this is going to decide the game. In my preview, I said this is going to decide the game. That young Rams D-line getting to Sam Darnold and disrupting. That's what happened on Week 8 in that Thursday night game. They were able to sack Sam Darnold 3 times, and that's what happened today. They were able to disrupt Sam Darnold. He had happy feet. He didn't know what to do. He turned around, ran backwards, couldn't step up in the pocket, and got his ass dropped. I mean, he was shook. That was his first playoff game. That was his first big game, winner go home game. And he looked like that was his first. He looked like a rookie. That's what happens when you have Sam Darnold as your quarterback. I mean, he looked terrible in the first couple, at least until the fourth quarter. He started coming along, completing some passes, but the game was long gone by then, and it was over. And the Rams dominated that game. It was dominated by Sean McVay, the better coach, the better evolving coach, and the better veteran quarterback in Matthew Stafford. Simple as that. And obviously that defense. That defense was something else. And the Vikings could never get the run game going. You can't get the run game going when you're down 3 scores and you can't run the ball. So that didn't help Sam Darnold at all. The Rams, they drove down. Matthew Stafford completed all of his passes. Opening drive. Got the touchdown. Easily countering that Brian Flores blitz. He was just thinking and dunking for the touchdown. It was easy. Countering that Brian Flores blitz, that Brian Flores defense that everybody so praises. Then they get a stop. They shake Sam Darnold. Then, next drive, they go down the field again. Easily could have scored another touchdown in my opinion. But then unsportsmanlike conduct penalty by the old lineman just hitting Andrew Van Ginkel. Drove him back. They kicked the field goal, go up 10-0. Vikings came back, kicked the field goal. It's 10-3. That's fine. And then they almost get the stop they need on the next possession with the Matthew Stafford fumble where he was getting sacked in trouble. But what happened was he threw the ball. It was a little forward pass, a little flick. Should have been intentional grounding. You can't review intentional grounding. You can only review that fumble. It was not a fumble. They almost got the break they needed. But it was clearly a forward pass. That's what happens. And then the Vikings get a stop. Next possession. They get something going. Fumble. For a touchdown. Sam Darnold. That was bad. That just ended the game right there, in my opinion. 17-3. Jared Verse. Scoop and score for the touchdown. I mean, to be honest, after that, it was like Sam Darnold couldn't get back in, and it was over. It was over, in my opinion, at that point. Sam Darnold looked terrible to start the game, and I knew he wasn't going to get any better. Well, he got a little bit better, but it was going to be too late by the time he got better. That was terrible. And then they got the roughing the punter. They got the roughing the punter penalty also. Just when you think they're going to get a break, Sam Darnold throws a pick. Kobe Durant, key player of the game. Yes, that Rams front was key. That Rams front was really key to win this game. But Kobe Durant had a pick and a sack, and he was able to contain Justin Jefferson. That was most important. Sam Darnold could not find his first option, and then by the time that pressure came, it was over. Kobe Durant locking up Justin Jefferson, a pick and a sack. What a game. Then, right before halftime, the Vikings had the ball, minute 30 seconds left in the game. Sam Darnold, he has to get a play here, 4th and 2 on the 50. You gotta make a play here. You're down 17-3. You're going for a fourth down. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Easy field position. Easy field position set up for the Rams. They're able to score before half, make it 24-3 going into half. And that was obviously all she wrote. After that, each team, well, Vikings scored 6, the Rams scored 3 after that, but that's when the game was over, officially. That was nail in the coffin. Game's over. Sam Darnold is not leading this team to a comeback. I mean, that was terrible. And I said it. I even tweeted it out. That Darnold dust that Kevin O'Connell sprinkled on him before the season, it's done. It vanished. It disintegrated. No more Darnold dust. There's no more Darnold dust. He's back to Sam Darnold, and that's what happens when you're in these big games and you're Sam Darnold with no experience in him. Can't do nothing. He was shook after the first couple possessions. That was it. That young defense by the Rams been good all season. Chris Schul, he's going to be getting some calls next season. Not this season. A little too premature. He'll be getting some calls next season for sure. Now, what I wanted to know is, what did Sean McVay know coming into this game? Because last week, he sat his players instead of trying to get a better wildcard position in order to play what would be the Commanders. What the hell did he know coming into this game? He did not want to play Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels looked great last night. And he wanted to play Sam Darnold and the Vikings, and they looked like shit tonight. What did Sean McVay, he knows something. I trust him in the playoffs. And that's why I'm saying the Rams are a team of destiny. They have a real shot at making the playoffs. I mean, not the playoffs, but making the Super Bowl. Sean McVay is an ever-evolving coach. He's going to evolve. He's going to fit how his team needs to win against the team they're going against. Simple. He's going to find a way to win. He's going to find a way to keep it close. You saw it last year against the Lions. A good Lions team. He was able to keep it close. He was able to almost find a way to win. And I trust Sean McVay in the playoffs. That's simple. Now, before I get to Rams versus Eagles for a little bit, here's the talk of the town. The conversation that is totally different than it was 2 weeks ago. Should the Vikings keep or /pay Mr. Sam Darnold? Let me sit up for this. Yes, you should keep and pay Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold today, he looked like a rookie quarterback that never played a playoff game. It looked like he didn't know what to do in this big situation, this big moment. LA's on fire. Should the Vikings pay Mr. Sam Darnold? And my answer is yes, you should pay Sam Darnold. He looked like a rookie quarterback out there today. He looked like a quarterback that was never put in this situation. And he looked shook. He looked shook from the Rams defense. And as he gets more experience in this situation, he's gone through this. He gets a whole offseason knowing this is his team for sure. You pay Sam Darnold. It's not going to be the $50 million or the $40 million maybe that was talked about 2 weeks ago, but you pay him or you at least franchise tag him and give him another year. Your team went 14-3. You lost to the Lions and you lost to the Rams twice. That's it. You lost to 2 teams. Go back to the drawing board with Sam Darnold as your quarterback. Get a better offensive line. Hopefully you keep Brian Flores. And you run this thing back with Sam Darnold. It's simple. He gets a whole offseason, 14-3. See what you can do. He went 14-3 in a good division. They had the opportunity to have a bye going into the playoffs. You keep Sam Darnold, you pay him, you play him. And if he's not good, you got J.J. McCarthy. Don't trade him. You got him right there. It's enough. Sam Darnold, it's like, do they pay Brock Purdy or do they keep Brock Purdy and start trading? No, you keep Brock Purdy. You keep Sam Darnold, you pay him, or at least you franchise tag him, and you ride out this 1 year, see how he does. If he leads you to another 14-3 season and almost wins the division, makes the playoffs, then you pay him. If he sucks and he looks like Jet Sam Darnold or the Sam Darnold he looked like the last 2 weeks, J.J. McCarthy, buddy, get up. You're in. Now, Rams versus Eagles. I like the Rams. It's as simple as that. The Eagles looked terrible on offense last night. They looked horrendous on offense. They got breaks by the missed field goal. The first play of the game was a fumble by the kick returner. They looked awful. Jalen Hurts isn't gonna look good coming off of 2.5 weeks off. He's gonna get better. But I like the Rams. I like John McVay, and I like Matthew Stafford. We'll get into more of that. Also, I like defense. Defense is really good, and that's a good defensive matchup. Eagles versus Rams. We'll get more into that later in the week. Rams, team of destiny.